Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 25th of November, and ending Friday, the 29th. But keep in mind, this is the short week for Thanksgiving. It's my favorite week of the year. Lots of turkey, lots of cranberries, lots of whatever else you do for holiday cheer to start off the season, but also a short week. And let's walk through how that usually looks. Monday, we've got a full day. Tuesday, we've got a full day, but people tend to leave in the second half of the day, heading out for the long weekend. Wednesday is the busiest travel day of the year. Most people are gone. There's not a lot of action. It tends to flatten out unless there's some major news. So nobody's here to do anything about that. Thursday, the markets are closed for Thanksgiving. Friday's a half day. We close at 2 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern time on Friday because the markets cannot be closed for more than 3 days in a row. So it's basically just Monday and Tuesday, and we'll see what happens. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Not a lot last week. We dipped a bit, but let's go through all the majors. So the crude oil up 10 cents, 57.23. Gold down 2.4, but that's been flat for quite a while. The S&P cash gained 6.75 on Friday, but it was basically down a little bit for the week. As you'll see, the NASDAQ 100 also up 6.43, which doesn't mean anything there. The SOX down 0.04. That's about as flat as the SOX can get. The biotech's up 30.67. That's a new closing high, or close to it on the biotechs. The Russell 2000 up 4, still not at closing highs. The VIX down 79 cents after it got back up to 14, closes at 12.34 on Friday. The trend 0.76, that puts the 10-day moving average at 1.08. If you count the candles backwards, 1, 2, or the dots, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So not until Friday did we drop off that big number over 1.75. The NASDAQ advanced decline ratio was 1.8. Very light volume on Friday, the second lightest day of the month. So not positive. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ plus 492, on the New York plus 553. So more stocks up than down on Friday, but not necessarily all week long. Google down $6.47. Apple down 23 cents. Still ran into that risk line and couldn't get through. The Netflix down $1.21. Amazon up 11.01, but still down in the lower half of the year's range. Tesla down 21.79 after it made it back to highs. Facebook up 89 cents. Goldman Sachs gains $2.05. That's a nice cup and handle forming there. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 18 cents, which doesn't really matter. The Dow was up 118. And that's it. If we look at the intra-week action in 10-minute candles, you can see we closed down for the week, but just barely, and left no gaps behind. Wednesday was the biggest range day of the week on that 20-minute spike down, but then we recovered half of that. So we really didn't see a lot of action all week. It was very, very boring. I mean, here's the NASDAQ. Look at this. We gapped down slightly Monday, filled it, went higher. Tuesday, gap up, filled it, but then closed higher. Wednesday, gap down, then filled it, and then came back and shot lower. Closed exactly where we started on Monday from that point. Thursday, dead flat. Friday, dead flat. And for the whole week, we're down like 10 points. So it's not a very interesting week in the markets. There's nothing you can say that would contrast with that. So it's just, it is what it is. In terms of economic data for the week ahead, we've got nothing on Monday. Goods trade balance, preliminary wholesale inventory is an hour before the bell on Tuesday. Housing price index at 9 a.m. Consumer confidence, Richmond manufacturing index, and new home sales at 10. Durable goods, preliminary GDP, and the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers an hour before the bell on Wednesday. Chicago PMI at 9:45. Core PCE price index at 10. Personal income and spending and pending home sales at 10. 10:30 crude oil inventories. 11 o'clock natty gas. 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday is the Fed beige book. But remember, most people will be gone most of Wednesday. It will not. It's almost like a holiday. Everybody leaves to travel. Thursday, we're closed. Friday, we have a half day. There's no data. So that's your week ahead, and it's not very interesting. But it is one of my favorite weeks of the year because it's the shortest week of the year built in. So we'll see what we get on Monday and Tuesday and go from there. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trip.